get it. I don't know how it works yet. I'm trying to do. You know what I used to love as a kid? Getting my dick sucked. So there's this comic named Doug Benson, and he's like the pot comic. You know, he talks about pot, and then everyone smokes him out after the show. You know? Like, I talk about pedophilia in my act all the time, and no one ever introduces me to their kids after the show. I have this friend, I got a good friend. I love her, she's great. My friend told me she has an orgasm every time she does a pull-up. I know, I thought she'd be in better shape. I know that sounds mean. No, it's all love. You guys, I just saw The Hateful Eight. I gotta say, The Hateful Eight was amazing. Like Tarantino's like the William Faulkner of white people saying the word nigger.
Wow. Damn. I like these things. Who's voting? Is anybody going out and voting? Is it really gonna vote? This vote is, I mean, I've seen a lot of different presidential races, but this presidential race is almost like you gotta pick your favorite STD and just work with it for the next 8, you know what I'm saying, for the next 8 years. So it's like you're in there and you're in the voting booth, you're like, do I want chlamydia for the next 4 years? Do I want crabs for the next 4 years? That's what this election is. You just gotta pick the less irritable STD and just roll with it, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can get a shot in the ass and get rid of them in 4 years. That's all the fuck we can do. That's all we can do. Gonorrhea. Somebody said vote Hillary? Is that what I heard? Gonorrhea? Sorry, any Hillary supporters out there. I apologize. This next comedian coming to the stage actually does a lot of shows all around. The first time I met him was in McMinnville at the Mac Club. We did the show together, and we've been trying to work together ever since, and we finally got the opportunity to. I'm glad he could come out and do it. Please put your hands together, show you love Mr. Ray McMillan!
Hijinks, everybody. Keep it going for the host, Hijinks. Man, I don't get Portland either. I live in the Bay for a little bit too. But I'm from an area you guys are familiar with. It's a little area you drive through on the way to somewhere nicer. It's called Salem. You guys been to Salem? You're lying. You wouldn't be that excited if you spent any time in Salem. Anyone in here that spent time in Salem outside of an institution is like, dude, I hope you shut up. I hate that place. I'm up in Portland for a reason. Salem's like the Applebee's of Oregon. You know what I mean? Like, because you never go to Applebee's, you fuck up an end at Applebee's. You know, like, no one ever says, hey, honey, 7 o'clock, put on something nice and make reservations for the closest Applebee's. It has, however, been said, holy shit, this is the last exit before the Bay Bridge and Denny's is closed. Fuck it, let's go to Applebee's. That's how you end up in Salem. After a series of drunk decisions, you have this weird apologetic pride about it. I got an apartment that would go for like $2,000 up here in Portland. It's $5.99. I'm showing pictures of my apartment to a lady on Facebook. She's like, you pay $5.99 for that place? Where is it? And I said, Salem. And it's like Rochelle has left the conversation. Damn. We got one story though. I like how Portland has pride for everything, but Salem doesn't have a lot of pride because if you see someone on a bike and they're an adult, you know they earned the DUI like a real meth dealer. I'm sorry, man. It's just I'm saying we're good at math. You know, I know I'm 2 tons and you're 180 pounds of entitlement and hipster. I don't even think about where you're 100 feet of whatever. No, if you see someone on a bike in Salem, they're scared shitless to be in traffic, right? But there's one thing we can all be proud about. This is the comedy portion ends. This is the Hallmark card portion of my set. About 30 years ago, guys, There's a lonely little white trash boy living in one of those RVs with a really shady name like Crestwood Manor or Briarwood Terrace or anything else where you take a nice part of nature and juxtapose it against a piece of land that a rich person would own so you know you can buy heroin there. Creekside Vista, Coconut Apartment 66, you know what I'm saying? It's like Gresham, like Salem and Gresham have a lot in common.
Rockwood is not Gresham.
Well, Salem ain't Rockwood either. I know people that live in Rockwood that won't come to visit Salem. Let's not start this. Last comment was from Oakland. Let's not turn this into a pissing contest until we get some angry dude from Detroit up here just shooting everybody. Let's just back up a little bit. Back up a little bit before we start doing turf wars. All right? I love the Ducks. I love Eugene. I hate football. I think it's alpha male bullshit, but they got pretty birds. As far as I'll go. Back to my heartwarming story, you guys, as people are playing Grand Theft Auto. I love this. This place is great. This is like someone kickstarted a 14-year-old kid's wet dream. I'm glad it's for a good cause. You know what I mean? My uncle cured cancer with Rick Simpson oil and all. I get that, but it's like, at the same time, you can literally come in here, say, I'd like some medicine, and to drive over a hooker. I'm gonna take a pause on my story and tell you about this game right here. I'm a gamer, and I was told that I promote quote-unquote violence against women because I play this game. Here's a couple of problems with that. One, all the bad guys in this game are men. The only reason they put hookers to run over is because some bitchy feminists on Disney was like, we need representations. They put them in the game. I'm just joking. But the point is all the bad people are guys. There's no bad... You don't kill women in this game on purpose. You do it for fun. It's not actually part... the game's assignment. So here's the other problem with saying this game promotes violence against women. The day I got this game, I didn't see a human female for like 8 weeks. I was like eating cereal out of the bag and drinking the same cold cup of Dutch Brothers coffee that I bought 8 hours earlier because it was the only substance to keep me going through this and keep me just waking up while I'm doing all the jobs. And this mission is sick and I can't even do my comedy show. You know, you think it would be hard to do it in front of a room full of high people. That was easy. Doing in front of the thing that I want to be doing right now is like, this is the strip club of comedy gigs right here. Wave in front of your face. I feel like if I toss enough dollars at it, it'll be like, all right, you can play, Ray. No, Skyrim turned me into a eunuch. You know what I mean? Like, if you think a guy's gonna be violent, buy him the new Battlefield and leave. You got about 6 to 8 weeks to pack up all your shit, get the kid, and go to somewhere safe. You know what I mean? Like, but back to Salem. Heartwarming story, guys. Visualize this. About 35 years ago, there's a lonely little white trash boy living in wherever, Briarwood Terrace, little RV park. And this boy is looking up through his homemade she-bull haircut through a moldy Tasmanian devil window cling over the sunset. And this little boy looks up at his parents. This little boy says to his parents, hey, Dad, hey, Tammy, I want to go to Disneyland this year. Jeff looks down at little Rick Jr. Says, well, I don't have money to go to Disneyland this year, but I have 500 feet of PVC piping and a broken Humpty Dumpty statue and some property near Albany. And that's the story of Enchanted Forest, you ungrateful bastards, all right? We built that with a dream. And a year later, we put a water slide around a meth lab and called it Thrillville, and that did not work out in our favor. So we dialed back and kept it where we're supposed to. I live in a place called Humboldt County, California. Half of you hate it for putting me out of business, half of you love it for putting me back in business. I know how we are. Have you been to the state of Jefferson in southern Oregon and northern California? It's a cool place, but you meet a rare group of people, and I'm not insulting them, I'm complimenting them here. They scare me. I call them dreadnecks. Right? They're like these hella left-leaning hillbillies that say stuff like, if you don't think you're a racial queer should be able to get married, then you stay on my fucking lawn, boy! So it's like their heart and their head are, you know, they're in the right spot. It's just the poor execution of the whole thing. You see the Confederate flag dream catcher hanging from the Subaru? Only trigger warning is, this is your property. But I found out that you can, in fact, smoke too much weed in Humboldt. See, in Portland, we think it's weird to see hipsters standing in line to eat donuts. In Humboldt, we wouldn't bat an eye if we saw donuts standing in line to eat hipsters. just giggle and post about it, forget to upload it, you know? Go back and play GTA in a cannabis club. We're a lot like you guys, but we went too far down the rabbit hole here. So I got an apartment in Humboldt County by going on the Craigslist, which is a lot like getting an apartment in Humboldt County by going on the Craigslist. The lady goes, I denied 3 other people this room, okay? I think you're a perfect fit because you sent me your application and I really hope you're not lying. Are you being honest about your application? I was being honest. I told her, I was like, I have a credit score of 457. I'm driving to the drug capital of the West Coast because my career as a strip club DJ was too exhausting for me in Portland. I'm buying the car and another tab for $700 to drive down there without a license or insurance. What about this says move me into your house? And this is a true story. I have an email according to her. Well, if you're not lying about your birthday, you're Capricorn rising and a Capricorn sun, and you're gonna pay your bills on time. Well, for one, this poor lady was wrong. I don't know if this is like an East versus West astrology thing, but I've never had Capricorn privilege. I didn't know this existed. I've been a white male all my life and had stuff handed to me that other people can't get access to, but I've never had to look at my Aquarius friend and be like, bro, cops around here hate air signs. I better drive. I don't think the Sagittarius Lives Matter hashtag was trending at any point on Twitter in the argument that Trayvon would still be alive if he was just born a Libra. And this is too much weed when they're handing things to me because I'm a Capricorn. Like there's a judge at an equal opportunity housing commission going, well, it's a known fact that a Scorpio will stain the shit out of your apartment. and Leo rising, you know what that kind of credit score is, am I right? Like we've entered an age where I can discriminate against piece of shit Pisces. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. See, you took it offensive, right? I'm just mocking people, but we're that close to voting Trump. There might actually be a small group of people who think that Pisces deserve to die, and a larger group of people willing to support this ideal just because they haven't come face to face with the black dude that fucked their girlfriend in high school. We are a very angry culture, and we just need to let it out and be honest. You know what I'm saying? But back to happier times. Now I'm going to bring up what actually happened in Humboldt. And this could happen in Portland, so watch out how far we go down the liberal weed white people. Our trimmers, you know what trimming is? When you process and manufacture drugs and talk about it on stage because white privilege exists. Trimming weed, you cut down weed, you get paid in cash, you get to watch VHS movies of The Sopranos, and you eat pizza that's been picked out from, yeah, you've done it, right? Right, you can keep the hash oil from your fingers. We have like a Willamette week called the Arcaded Journal, called the Urinal. It wrote about how, and I'm quoting someone here, a blonde girl with dreadlocks, I'm guessing. This is what the headline says. Modern day grow sites are comparable to plantations. Weed trimming is the new slavery. Now call me a historian, but I do not remember the extended version of Roots or Kunta Kinte had to listen to Sublime all day long. How does this work out? My name is Starshine. Your name is Sarah. Like, I don't... This is not oppression, fellow white. I'm one of you. I'm white, I'm liberal, but I've never once sat at a pile of free drugs and thought, this is oppression. You know, it's a rare breed of liberal racism when you mix up 40 ounces of freedom with 40 acres of mule. Those are two entirely different things that I will never know the struggle, because my struggle is trying to figure out how to get dabs off my fingers. Because the solvent, I'm not going to be sitting there singing a spiritual, looking at God like I'm somehow being oppressed right now, but I am, because I can't play Grand Theft Auto 5. So I gotta wrap this up real quick. Sorry. I was a nightclub DJ until I was 30. And if you're attracted to men, you can feel your insides drying up right now because there's nothing sexy about a 30-year-old nightclub DJ. Like I say, the word swag is a noun, an adjective, and a verb all in one swoop. Basically a Dutch Brothers barista without any talent, and a turntable, and 900 Drake remixes. So I went to Portland State and got my master's. Thanks for the applause, you're paying for it. I'm in default. And so after getting my master's, I was no longer a nightclub DJ. I was a strip club DJ. I'm dead serious. That's what you get with a master's degree at Portland State. And you might not be, you're like, wow, you have just this shrill Caucasian stoner voice, but it doesn't matter if we're black or white or fat or skinny. At the flick of a wrist, we can all go ahead into this dribble of announcement and try to draw attention to close nearby stranger exchange for cash. Once again, that is destiny, but you should be going by circumstance. That's my only talent, right? But my degree is in child psychology. I don't think I can wean myself into that, like, tone you take with parents, you know? Sit them down and explain why their son's acting differently. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, your daughter has no social skills. She rocks back and forth for hours on end, cannot make direct eye contact, great with numbers, bad with friends. Once again, that is autism. She'll be here till she is 34. And before the one person in the back with the tumblr's like, some of my best friends are artistic, and I'm gonna totally give this place a 1-star Yelp review. Oh my God, pause. From one aspie to another. I love you, brother! Look at this! I am playing Grand Theft Auto on stage. Get out of me, you fucking bro. Okay, I can't do this right now, but you are amazing. You are a godsend. I bet we have the same external hard drive full of porn in our lonely lives, and this is why we relate to each other, and if not, you're cool. But before the one person in the back's like, some of my best friends are artistic, and that was offensive, I went back and forth between the stupid and the genius classes for most of my life because my shrink was a graduate from Portland State as well. And then I finally got a real diagnosis. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with me? And he goes, well Ray, we finally found a group you belong to. It's called the Autism Spectrum Disorder. And I said, but I don't want to be in an indie rock band. No, the Autism Spectrum Disorder is not touring with Mike Patton up and down the West Coast. What it turns out is I look at people like objects, and I'm really good with numbers, and I talk really fast, and I act like I'm a Coke even though I don't have any, so that's what made me a good strip club DJ, right? But how if I take this gift, in air quotes, that makes me know what level we're on, but still not be able to look you in the eyes? How would I take this gift and become the Portland's first, like, full-on autistic DJ? Like, Rain... You know what I mean? Like up in the booth at the Acropolis. Like, is it $12 V stage for